Five Nights at Freddy's is a horror game series based around a myriad of animatronic, mostly anthropomorphic animals that make the horror of the furry community look like a trip to the shoe store with Dan Schneider. Wait, that was a bad example. Although the games serve a simple premise, watch cameras, reserve power, avoid being eaten, and question why anyone in their right mind would come back after the next shift. They are heavily steeped in lore that the fans have been piecing together for nearly a decade. But that's not what we're discussing today. Nah, today we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. Originally announced in 2015, the movie features a star-studded cast such as Matthew Lillard, Josh Hutcherson, Corey Kenshin. You know what? The cast isn't important. The movie is centered around Mike. You know what? His name isn't really important, but what is important is that Mike has full custody of his younger sister, Abby, whilst living in a fully furnished house he can manage to afford while being in between jobs, an aunt that wants custody of said sister for monthly government checks and is willing to throw thousands of dollars away on a lawyer, an informant, and some petty thugs to throw Mike under the bus to collect financial assistance checks I would assume are probably worth a few $100s a month. And last but not least, Matthew Lillard looks suspiciously identical to Ted Kaczynski after being rescued from a shack in Montana and cleaned up. That isn't actually relevant to the story, but I thought it was worth noting. Although initially turned off by the PG-13 rating or the production company behind it, I took into consideration the generation that would actually be interested to see these characters put to screen, and well, it makes sense from a business perspective. Apart from the previously mentioned details, I found the movie overall bearable. Cheap shot, I know. Its runtime is relatively digestible, and although the game presented a much more difficult set of nights, and at times I forgot I was even watching a horror movie, it was watchable if at least for the plot, considering the numerous hours I've put into Wendigoon's covering of events. Also, I didn't know where to mention this in the video, but as you watch through the film, very early on you'll be introduced to Vanessa, a beat cop who stops in to see how Mike's first night is going and proceeds to not only let herself in but stay the entire night, later find and visit his address while on duty, and continues to do so pretty much every night that follows. This woman has absolutely nothing but time on her hands in a profession that requires her to be ever vigilant, but instead she's fucking around in an off-brand Chuck E. Cheese with a guy who throws bread for a living. Wait, let's cut that out. I don't want anyone to know I watched. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed to help support the video. If you did enjoy, please subscribe for more content. And while you're here, click on another one of my videos. I have lots to binge. Still excited about my project for the month of November. Stay tuned for more, and until next time, be well.